So what we're going to do now is we're going to loop through the array of platforms and say, are we colliding with the platform? If so, take the velocity from our platform and apply it to our player. So just like we did with our wrappers, we passed in an array of our platforms and our enemies, and we looped through that list, and then we did checks on it. And we're going to do the exact same thing for our platform detection. So we're going to do a for loop, and we're going to say for element value of list. So, and then we are going to bring in here, we're going to go sprites, and we're going to go down and go to the array of sprites of kind, and we're going to change that to platforms. So now this code is looping over all of our blue platforms. And we're going to say if my sprite overlaps with the other sprite, okay, and the other sprite is the value of our array. So whatever platform we're looking at, okay, and we'll delete that. So is our platform overlapping with our player? If yes, then set our player x velocity, so our sideways velocity, to the velocity, our x velocity of our platform. Okay, so let's see if that works now. As you can see, as soon as we collide onto our platform, we start moving to the side. But when we're not colliding with our platform, we are still adopting that velocity. So we need to say, okay, well, when we're not, so if this is true, do this, else let's set our MySprite velocity to 0. So let's try that now. Okay, there we go. Right. So next we are going to do the check for up here. See how that works. But first I'm going to go get a drink. Right, so just coming back to this to fix a bit of the code here. So what I forgot to add in here was a break into my loop. Okay, so if I just come in here and just show what's should be happening and what's not happening. So you'll see that this first mover is not picking him up. Okay, and the reason that is because the first one it's saying, okay, it's going through the loop, and the first time through the loop you're saying, am I touching this? Yes. Set our velocity to whatever this one is. Then it's going through the loop again, and he's saying, am I colliding with this? And he's saying no. So then it's setting our velocity to 0. So what we need to do is we need to add in what's called a break, and that break is here in the for loops. And what that's saying is if we're overlapping here, if we overlap with this one, break out of this for loop and just carry on through the code, because we've already got what we want out of here. So that's exactly what we want, and now you can see we're getting the desired effect. Okay, so let's put our code up here. We want it on 48, I think. So again, pass up there. And what we want is a variable to say, are we on this platform? So we'll just call it on platform. And at the start of each frame, we'll say we're not colliding. Then we'll go through and say if we are colliding, just copy that down. Before the break, we will set that to 1. And then we'll say if we're less than 64 and if our on platform equals 0, then we reset the player. So let's see if this works. Oh, okay, there we go. Perfect. And we'll see that our timer run out. If we go into the yellow just alone, it just resets our spot. But if we go on the platform, then we're alive. Okay, perfect. So, I mean, we've got the majority of our elements in there now. Just realizing that our goal cube is the same color as the background, so we'll just quickly paint that in there. Just so we have the basics of our game loop in here. As long as I add in another set of platforms, I'll reduce this to 16, and I'll create another set of platforms. I'll put that on row 32. And I'm going to change the speed to minus 70. I don't know if this will now be possible. Hey, there we go. Right. So there's a few little things we need to clean up here. And we need to add in animations. We need to add in some effects. We need to add in some effects here. We need to tidy things up a little bit. So, but there's been a lot to digest in this lesson. So if you're struggling with it at all, you know where I am.